today we're going to choose a very important topic for any of the programming languages, that is a conditional branching. And whenever we're going to go for conditional branching, it stands for that if certain conditions are true, what you're supposed to do. If it is false, whatever you're supposed to do. That means whenever you're going to make or take any decision, how does the decision making concept is being translated into the statement and it is being executed properly. In case of Python, normally we are having three different options. We are having options for dealing with three multiple cases, and in these three cases we are going to deal with three different situations. Simple check with true only, that means in certain cases it may happen that I have to check or I have to do perform certain tasks if the condition is only true, or there may be another case that if the condition is true, then you have to do something. If it is not true, that means it's false, then you have to take something else. In the third case, there is a multi-layer check. That means, suppose you are going to appear for any of the examinations, and in that examination you are having grading pattern. That means you may be falling into any range of marks, and based on the range of marks, you will be provided a particular specific grade. It means if the grade is being checked for upper region more than 90, if you are not that, then you will be checked for the lower grade. If you do not fit in that also, then it will be checked in the lower than that particular grade. That means multiple number of checks are being done. So whenever you are going to deal with these type of statements, we call it a conditional branching or conditional check. And in today's lesson, we are going to deal with basically two different aspects. I'm going to show you the codings, as well as I'm going to give you the concept of flowchart, because whenever diagrammatic representation is there, it is obviously better than speaking a lot of words. So let's start. Now whenever you go for the first one, simple check for true only. Now we can find it out a small screenshot on a Python program, and in that case I have used only two statements. I'm not talking two lines, two statements. In the first line, a is a variable in which I'm going to accept any number between 0 to 100, and in the second statement I have given a conditional statement concern, and in that case the concept is very simple. With if I have given conditions, a is more than equals to 33, and if it is more than equals to 33, then what I'm going to do, I'm going to supposed to display you have passed the exam. In Python, normally print statement is going to give you the output type of statement so that it can be displayed on the desktop or a screen. Now I think you have got it, that if the value of p is more than or equals to 33, obviously the statement or the particular display should be there that you have passed the examinations. Now let's check it out, that if I run this, now what is going to happen? Now if you run it, you can find it out that I've accepted 33, and the message I've run from the program from Python shell, accept any number in the range of 0 to 100. I've accepted 33, and the message I've got is you have passed the examination. So obviously, because the condition is that only, if the value of p is more than or equals to 33, it should be displaying you have passed the examinations. So my program is running successfully. Now please check the flowchart also. You can find it out that conditional statements are basically represented by using a decision box or Raman box, which is actually single entry double exit entry for the control and the data flow, which is supposed to be coming to that point. Then a conditional check is being done, and whenever in a binary mode any check you are going to do, there is no question of having any maybe, either there should be yes or there should be no. And I have already said that in the first case I am going to check only for the true. That means if the condition is true, what is to be done? So there is a right on the right hand side, you can find a yes arrow, and you can find it out the task for the true state. That means whatever is supposed to do, if the condition is true, that is to mention. I don't have to mention anything if the condition is false. Now come to the case number 2. Second case, I'm going to check both the things. If the condition is true, what is to be done? And if the condition is not true, that means if it is a false, what is to be done? And in that case, the statement is to be not only if, but there should be else statement. Else always stands for the no part. Now there are basically two statements. Now there are 5 lines, but there is only 2 statement because the A equals to int, that is single statement in which I'm going to accept the value from the user, and in the second statement it starts from it and it just being terminated at print better luck next time. So it is multiple sentences or lines, but it is basically a single structural syntax of an if statement. If the condition is true, what is to be done? Now, if the condition is true, that means if the value of a is more than or equals to 33, you have passed the exam, it is to display. If it is not, that means if the value of a is less than 33, it is to display that better luck next time. That means I'm going to check both the things. If the condition is true, what is to be done? If the condition is not true, that is, if it is false, what is to be done? Now check or run it Python shell. You can find it out that I have given the data in the range 32. So obviously 33 is less than 33. So whatever I have got as a display, better luck next time. That means the Python shell program actually properly working with if statement. So whenever there is a question of yes as well as no, so there should be single conditions. That is, the condition should be there. What is to be done for if the condition is true, that is to be written with if statement, and with if statement I have to mention the statement if whatever I want to do if the condition is not true. Now come to the flowchart of it. Now you can find it out, it is something different from the previous one because single arrow is coming. Again, one arrow for yes, it is coming out, one arrow for no is coming out, but the difference is that in this case, you are having another task with the no branching, whatever was not available with the previous flowchart. That means if the condition is true, this is task for true state. On the left hand side, if the condition is false, what is to be done? That is another task that is on the left hand side. And both the arrows are coming and it is being clubbed at one point, then it is going for the next statement. So this is the standard flowchart to deal with particular conditions if it is being checked, and whenever I am having two different type of tasks for two different things, one for true and for false. Now come to statement number 3 or case number 3. In case number 3 is something different. It's a multi-layer. That means whenever you are having multiple checks in a continuity, that means I'm checking the value of a single variable and multiple type of task is being done based on the multiple type of values of that variable or the satisfactory situation of that particular condition, then you have to go for the multi-layer check. And in that case, I don't have else, but I have else if, because I can put another condition only when I'm having if. So first conditions you can find it out. If a is greater than equals to 90 and a less than equals to 100, I'm going to put that particular child in a plus. If the child does not get more than equals to 90, then what is going to happen? Then I'm going to check for the next lower range. If it is more than equals to 80 and equals to 90, that means this is the second scenario. It may happen that if the condition number 1 is not true, then I'm going to check for the second condition, and in multiple conditions in the layered pattern or staircase manner, I have to put elif. Elif is nothing but it is basically else if. So in that case, you can find it out 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 print statement. In first 4 cases, I have put 4 different type of conditions, and after that, after the a greater than equals to 60 and less than 70, after that I do, if you do not have to do anything else, then I can put else, because every if is supposed to having else if I'm going to put the elif. So in that case, if I have not got the b, if it is lower than that, then I have to print average. This is the direction of the program I have chosen. Now let's check it out. If I run it to the Python, now we can find it out that I have accepted the value 81. Now this 81 value is not coming under the range 90 or 100, then is so the first condition is false. But whenever it is false, it does not come out of program. Then you go for the next lower level change, and in lower level check, it has found it out. Okay, obviously 81 is basically between 80 and less than 90. So the second condition is true, and with the second condition I mentioned over there, you have got a, so that thing has been displayed. That means my program is running successfully. Now let's get back to the flowchart also, because flowchart is going to give you the vivid nature of that particular working. Now in this case, you can find it out that there is not a single diamond or decision box, there is a multiple decision box. So whenever first condition is true, task 1 is being done. If it is not, I'm not going to get out of the program, but I'm just going to check another condition based on the value of the same variable, but the value is different. If that is also true, then the task 2 is being done. And after this, all the outward arrow is being connected to the end, and we go back to the next line. So whenever I'm having multiple number of conditions checked one after another based on the same situations, we should call it a multi-layer, and in that case you have to use the if elif, and elif is nothing but the else if. Now get back to a very simple assignment. I think a bit of understanding also, that I'm going to find it out, and better to see you are supposed to find it out. Then what are the areas and applications areas? I think I've got some hint about it also, but I think and I want that you are supposed to explain it very categorically, that what are the application areas, wherever and whenever and in which situation you can use if, in which situation you can use if else, and in which situation you can use if else if. Please write down two program for each and every conditions, two for if, two for if else, and two for if and elif. For syntactical purpose, you can also refer my screenshots in the videos, whatever you have seen, and please write down 6 program, 2 for each of the component, and check it out how it is being working. I think that's all, and it is better that stay at home, stay safe, and please be ready for the next challenge, that means next topic, because we are improving ourselves to both together. So deal with the next topic, whatever I'm going to discuss on the next, that is the loop, how to repeat any or iteration is going to take place. So please ready for the challenge, and thank you.